Okay, I just gotta, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm about to do the walk of shame. I went in last night. This is just ridiculous. I'm about to do the walk of shame to the restroom, to the trash can, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it was sure good too.
Hey y'all, this is Voluptuously Skinny, and this is my post-op week 148 update. And from VSG surgery, I started this whole journey at about 370 pounds. I had my surgery on 9/16/2015, and at that time I weighed 330 pounds. And so today I am 151.8, and I just finished a run at La Fortune Park, and so I'm sitting for a second to catch my breath. I did 4 miles this morning because yesterday I did a longer run. It was about 18 miles. So today is considered kind of my rest day, and so I thought I'd stop and give you guys an update. So I'm a little off with these updates, but I always am, but I seem to get them out weekly. So I read a lot of comments about my son's pediatrician's recommendation, and most people are in agreement with it. And there, I think maybe a couple of comments where they were saying that they didn't agree. There was one comment that said that they believe that, you know, as their primary care practitioner, and they felt like he should go through a few life experiences first. And my what I would comment and answer to them is, what life experiences are you referring to exactly? I am so open to everybody's comments, and this is not definitely a decision that has been made totally right now. I have talked to his counselor about it, and then I've also spoken to, well, I haven't spoken to his cardiologist or the endocrinologist yet. We still have yet to see them. Those visits are coming up here in August and in September. And so just know that this isn't a decision that will be made lightly. And I even think, you know, sometimes it's Deion's maturity level as far as sticking to the program. Is it going to be where it needs to be? And the other thing is that I almost feel like sometimes that he kind of gave up a little bit when the doctor mentioned it. But I know the reasoning behind the doctor mentioning it, because it was a long time coming. This is the doctor, his pediatrician has been monitoring his weight for years and years and years. Deion started gaining weight when he was about 3 years old. And so it has been an ongoing battle since then. And Deion's 14 now. And so we're working on 11 years of dealing with this. Even when Deion was diagnosed with ADD, they thought that the medication would cause him to lose weight, because typically it does take away kids' appetite. With Deion, it wasn't the case. He actually ended up gaining even more weight. So, like I said, that's not a decision that'll be made lightly. If the doctors kind of all agree, then, and then we kind of look at some facts and just the history of his weight, then we'll see where to go from there. I have seen where there are a couple of kids, one 12 years old and one 17, that have had the sleeve surgery that have done excellent. The 17-year-old was actually, I can't do that because of HIPAA. So anyway, but I have seen a couple of kids, teenagers, who have had successful surgeries and who have you know, benefited from having that procedure done. And I just don't want to wait so late to where Deion is suffering. You know, initially when you said life experiences, I immediately thought, what life experiences? Dealing with taking medications for high blood pressure, dealing with joint pain issues. What life experiences are you actually talking about? But I'm sure that's not what you meant. But that I couldn't help myself but to go there and think that. I don't want Dion to have to deal with that if we can nip it in the bud now. I know time and time again when I've heard people say, what do you wish, what do you regret about the surgery? And everybody says not doing it sooner, not doing it sooner. So I don't want to be that person who allowed her son to have to deal with the issues of weight for years and years and years when I could have had a part in solving the issue way early on in his youth. And I just think too, if Dion could get this weight off, the things that he would be actively doing, more apt to get out and play basketball, or more apt to get out and play football, or to ride his bicycle more, or whatever it may be. I just think that if he gets that weight off, that he'd be much, much better off. Because weight is, we all know weight is just a horrible issue to have to deal with. Good morning. I'm sitting here making a video and people are still walking and running and kind of doing their thing. So anyway, that's kind of where I stand on that. I was going to address the carb issue, and I started talking about it on the last video and I never did finish it. But I've had several people comment about the carbs and about eating carbs and carbs causing mood disorders, and it's causing inflammation and so forth and so on. And I'm sure that is all true. But because of the amount of exercise that I do and the amount of running, I cannot go on a low carb diet. I would waste away to nothing. I've done that before, and if you guys remember last June or July, before I started really increasing my carbs, what I looked like when I got down to 130s, because I was still on a low carb diet. So my carbs, I tend to eat a lot of carbs, and yesterday I was eating a lot of junk, because that usually when I do those long runs, especially when I'm upwards into the 18-20 mile runs, I will that day eat a lot of junk. I just will. I typically do. And then I kind of ease off of it a little bit, but that's where I am. But I do have to have carbs. That's one thing I had to learn. I did see one young lady who was talking about her doctor saying she's probably lost too much weight because her heart rate is going down, and they couldn't get, I guess they couldn't figure it out. I dealt with some of the same things, and what I found out was that I needed to increase my salt intake. That will keep your heart steady, but also as you begin to work out and as you begin to run more and as you become more conditioned, your heart rate will go down. My resting heart rate runs about, good morning. My resting heart rate runs probably in between about 48 and 52. So it's pretty doggone low. But that's because I have conditioned myself, and I'm very, very athletic and very, I'm in shape now. And so that's where your low heart rate could be. So be mindful of not eating too low carbs if you're doing a lot of running and a lot of exercising, and also increase your salt intake a little bit. Good morning. And that may help your heart range stay steady. And then as your body adjusts, you may feel faint, and because I did all of that stuff, but as your heart and your body adjusts, then you'll start to feel much, much better. So I hope that is helpful to you. And if I remember, I'll go to your Instagram and I'll try to check in with you there. Good morning. I'll try to look back at your Instagram and see if I can find that post so I can answer, so I can comment on there. But anyway, y'all, I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Keep praying for me. Keep praying for Dion. We'll continue to pray for y'all. We love y'all. Peace out, babies. Mwah.